Do you want to learn how to create a blog or a news website? If that's the case, you're at the right place. In this tutorial, I will show you how to create a website like this. A website full with news articles displayed beautifully on your homepage. Those same articles can be displayed like this. Maybe you want to have a cryptocurrency website with the latest news. People can follow you, and if you want to, you can let your visitors decide to have a dark mode or a light mode in your website. Maybe you want to have a news website with the latest news about gadgets and software updates, and you can display all those articles like this. And in this tutorial, I will show you step by step how to create pages like this from scratch. Maybe you want to make a local news website about your local area or about your country. And with this theme, there are tons of ways to create a beautiful news website. Maybe you want to blog about fashion and showcase your latest blog post like this. Or you want to create a food blog with the latest recipes. And when you go to a recipe, you can help people with the ingredients and they can check it off. And below every post, you can let people share it, tell something about yourself, show related posts. Now I'll show you how to configure this all to your wishes. You can even place advertisements. Let people leave comments through Discuss or WordPress or Facebook. The sky is the limit with this theme. Maybe you want to blog about anything you're passionate about and display it like this. Or create tutorials on how to become a better designer, how to learn coding, how to choose the right web hosting. Or you want to travel the world and share your latest updates like this. Or like this, or this, or this. There are tons of templates you can choose. In this tutorial, I will show you how to create any of these websites and how you can adjust them to your wishes. We will create a homepage from scratch using Elementor and adjust the style to our wishes. Of course, we'll talk about creating converting blog posts, and then using the JNews theme, we will add more features to the blog post, like a review, views, sharing options, likes and dislikes, and more. Using split posts, we can divide blog posts, also known as articles, into multiple parts so we can get more page views, visitors will see more ads, and in that way we can increase the revenue of your website. I show you how to adjust the style of all the articles or specific articles in your website and how to create sidebars with specific widgets for all articles or for specific articles. We will talk about the header, how to choose a template and configure it, and we will do the same with the footer. We will create different kind of mega menus. And when your website is up and running, we will talk about monetizing your website with Google AdSense and with affiliate links. Two great ways to generate money for your news or blog website. A third way to generate revenue from your website is by selling premium articles or subscriptions that give visitors access to all the premium content in your website. So when people pay you money, they get access to all your premium articles. In the end of the tutorial, we will talk about applying SEO to your website so you will be found better on the internet, about selling products on your website. We'll talk about affiliate marketing and about email marketing. When you follow all the steps in this tutorial, you will have a news or blog website that's ready to generate revenue. In the description of this tutorial, I have timestamps, so if you want to go to a specific part in the tutorial, you can click on the timestamp and you go directly to that part of the tutorial. When I go too fast for you, you can go to the settings here at YouTube, go to playback speed and slow down the speed of the tutorial. And if you want to go back a few seconds in the video, just hit the left arrow on your keyboard and you'll go back 5 seconds in the video. If you can appreciate that I made these videos for free, then please like this video and feel free to subscribe for more upcoming tutorials about making websites with WordPress and how you can make money with that, but only if you want to. Don't do this if you don't want to subscribe. Only subscribe if you want to subscribe. So let's talk about the first steps we're going to take in order to create this amazing news or blog website. So first you get your free domain name and we will get a web hosting. What is a domain name? A domain name is the address of your website. Web hosting is a special computer that's turned on 24/7 that contains all your files, all your emails, all your images, all the content on your website. So with your free domain name and web hosting, you are visible on the internet. Then we will install WordPress, and WordPress is completely free. It's the best tool to create a website without having to know anything about coding because WordPress is doing all the hard stuff for you. And then we're going to create a news or a blog website. And for the website we will make, people can charge thousands of dollars, but I will show you for free how you can do it yourself. If you already have a domain and web hosting, you can do two things. You can migrate your current website to this amazing web hosting platform. I have a tutorial here that can show you step by step how you can do that. And if you already have installed WordPress, you can skip step 2 and go directly to step 3. And I will show you right now where you need to go in the tutorial in order to follow along from that point on. So ladies and gentlemen, let's get started. If you already have a domain name and web hosting, you can skip this part If you don't have a domain name in web hosting, you can go to webhosting61.com, hit enter. Then we click here to go to Hostinger. Throughout the years, I've been searching for the best web hosting companies that are also affordable. And then I came across Hostinger. I'm already using them for 5 years and I love it. And I'm not the only one. If you take a look at the reviews on Trustpilot, you see that other people are also really excited about Hostinger. And if you take a look at the Google Trends, Hostinger is taking over the web hosting industry. They're getting more and more popular. Why? Because their web hosting quality is top-notch and they are affordable. So I can click over here and there are 3 plans, and let me make it really easy for you to make the right choice. When it comes to site speed, the premium plan has SSD storage, which is fast, but with the business plan, you have NVMe storage. That's up to 5 times as fast as SSD storage. So when you're getting started, I would go with the business plan. Why not the cloud startup? Because you can always upgrade later. So when you've made 30 websites in your business plan, okay, then it would be a great idea to upgrade to the cloud startup. But if you're getting started, I recommend the business plan. So what does the business plan have? Over here, you can have up to 50 websites. It's really easy to install WordPress with a few clicks. You have 50 gigabytes of NVMe storage, so it's fast. And you have enough space to create a lot of websites. You get a free domain. With other web hosting companies, that costs around $20. Here you get it for free. And if you already have web hosting somewhere else, there is a free automatic migration tool that can migrate your website from your current web hosting provider to Hostinger. Of course, you have free email, free SSL, which will make your website secure. Daily backups, so if you somehow mess up your website, you can restore a backup from the day before or the day before that. There's free CDN, which makes your website fast in any place in the world. And with your free domain, you also get free domain privacy. What does it mean? Normally, when you register a domain, all your information that you fill in, your address, your phone number, will be visible on the internet. And companies can start to send you emails like, hey, I can make a website for you, I can make a logo for you. And when you have domain privacy, that information is hidden. And with other web hosting companies, that costs money. But here at Hostinger, it is free. And to make it even better, let's scroll up. You get a 30-day money-back guarantee. So it's risk-free. If you somehow don't like the service, you can get your money back. No questions asked. So I will go with the business plan. So I click on Choose Plan. And then we see this page. Let me zoom in a little bit. So over here, we can decide for how long we want to go for web hosting. It's really simple. The longer the period, the more discount you get. So if you go for 48 months, you get web hosting for 48 months for just $3.99. After 4 years, you can renew and then you pay $8.99 per month. If you would go for 12 months, you will still pay $3.99 per month. After the 12 months, you start to pay $11.99 per month. So the longer you go with web hosting, the more discount you get. And when you go for 48 months, you get 3 months for free. So you save a lot of money, and I can give you some extra discount. If you click over here, have a coupon code, and you fill in Ferdy and click on apply, you get an extra discount. And the total discount is 74% for the coming 4 years. But also if you go for 12 months, you get the same discount. If you want to go for 12 months, you just have to pay $43.09 for a free domain and a whole year of web hosting. This is crazy. So if you know for which period you want to go, you can click on continue and then you can create an account. You can use Gmail or you can use an email address and a password. So I will go for it's me@ferdy.com and I need to create a password and then I click on continue. Then I have the billing address. I can fill this in later. You don't have to fill this in, only the country. So I will leave this empty for now. And if we add company details, so I say my company name over here, my VAT number, the amount of taxes you have to pay will be subtracted from the total amount you have to pay. Then I click on continue and I can choose my payment method. And based where I come from, I see certain payment methods. So if you're from another country, it can be that you see your local payment method over here. That's what I really like about Hostinger. So to give you a summary, you get 12 months of web hosting for $43.09. You get daily backups, you get a free domain name, setting up everything is free, and you get free domain privacy protection. So the total amount I have to pay is $43.09. So I will choose credit card, but you can also choose PayPal, Google Pay, something else. I will go for credit card. I will fill in my details over here. And then I click on submit payment. Awesome. Congratulations with your web hosting account. Now we're gonna install WordPress and we're gonna choose a domain name and that is free. You get a free domain name. So let's get started with that. So I can click over here if English is not their main language, and look at how many languages there are. There's so many more than the last time when I checked. So if you see your language over here, you can select it and then you can continue in your own language. I will continue in English. So for who is this website? This website is for myself or my business. I click on next. Do you want to create or migrate a website? I want to create a website from scratch. So I click on create website. Next. How do you want to build your website? I want to use WordPress. So I click on next. And now I need to create the login details for my WordPress account. So my WordPress admin email is this one. I create a password. Then I click on next. I want to create a blank site. So I click over here. When it comes to choosing a domain name, there are a few things you can do. You can go for your first and your last name. That's what I suggest you always do. Make sure if that domain is still available with your first and last name, that you register that. The second option is to choose your first and your second name, if you have a second name. And the third one is just to choose a random name for your business. If you have a business called Foil So Quack, then choose foilsoquack.com. This is such a bad example. Okay, I had a company called Ferdy. My name is Ferdy. I was a designer. So ferdydesign.com. Just like Apple. The only thing is Apple's already taken. So let's see if you can do your first and last name, your first and your second name, or the name of your business. And if that's already not available anymore, you could choose to do something like we are, and then the name or the name of your business, and then official after that. Well, good luck with creating or finding your own domain name. Let me show you how to register that. What domain do you want to use for this website? So now we can choose a domain name for our website. And since you get one for free, you can pick your free domain name right now. So I want to go with this domain. And then I can see if it's still available. I want to go for the .com version. So I click over here and then I click on next. Do I buy this for personal use or for my company? For my company. So I click on next step. Then I will fill in the information over here. And then I click on finish registration. So it's registering the domain. And now you need to think about the people you want to reach. Where are they living? If they live in Europe, you can select France or the United Kingdom. If they live in the United States, you can select one of those two. I go for the United States. So I click on next. Now here we are at our Hostinger dashboard. It says boosting time, almost 24 hours left. So what will happen now? Our website will go live. It can go live any moment. In some cases, in most cases, it's live immediately. So what I can do now, I can click over here and then I will see if my website is live already. So I click here, then I will be redirected. And what I see, I'm already live. Look at this. This is my live website, my domain. So if it's not the case for you, just be patient for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And if you click over here, your website should be live within 10 minutes. So what you see over here is the backend of WordPress. This is where we can adjust our website. If I click over here, I see the front end of my website. This is what people will see when they enter our website. And it looks okay, but of course, we're going to make it look so much better. And because we're logged in, we see this bar over here. All the people that are not logged in, they don't see this bar. With this bar, we can navigate from the front end to the back end by clicking here. So now I want to close the other two tabs. This is the back end of our website. This is the front end. On the back end of our website, we can adjust our website. We can create blog posts. We can add videos, images, PDFs. We can create the homepage, the contact page, the About Us page. We can moderate comments when people have a comment on a blog post or a product we have. We can change the look and feel of our website with themes. We can add extra functionalities to our website. We can add other users that can do things for us on our website. There are WordPress tools and there are settings. So congratulations, you're live now. Awesome, we've installed WordPress on our brand new domain name. Now it's a matter of configuring things and cleaning things up because I like to work in a tidy space that is cleaned up. And just like over here, I want everything to be really nice. And also with WordPress, the more it is cleaned up, the more efficient we can work. So let me show you how to clean up your WordPress website and how to configure a few things so we can work really productively. Now I want to configure our website in a way that we can work more efficiently. How can we do that? Well, the first thing, I want to dismiss this message. Then I want to go to the screen options and uncheck everything. So the overview of our dashboard will be clean. Of course, afterwards I want to install Google Analytics so I see an overview of the visitors of my website. And if I have a web shop, I want to see the amount of sales. But for now, I want to leave it empty. Then I want to go to the website, to the front end. There's one blog post that will come with every WordPress installation. And in this case, it is here. Hello world. If I click on it, it says my domain /index.php, all that stuff. I want that to look better. So I go to the backend, to settings, permalinks. And there I want to change the custom structure to post name. So I'll see mydomain.com or .whatever / and then the name of the posts. So I click on save the changes. Now I go to my website. I click over here. Now as you see, it just says / hello world. That's so much better. Then I go over here. Howdy, Ferdy Corp. I click on edit profile. I want to scroll down. I want to fill in my first name, last name, and then change the display in name publicity to Ferdy Korpershoek. And now it says howdy, Ferdy Korpershoek. If you want to have an image like this, let me save it first, update my profile. I scroll down. You can change or create your profile picture on Gravatar. So you need to open this link. Then you can sign up, leave your email address, which should be the same as on your website, and upload an image. And that will be displayed over here and over here. Okay, over here at the admin color scheme, we can change the look and feel of the backend, the colors. So I can click over here. It will be light, modern, blue, ocean, etc. You can choose something you prefer, and I prefer the default one. Let's go to posts. I want to select all the posts, even though there's only one. And I click on bulk actions, move to the trash, apply, go to the trash, empty the trash. Then I go to pages, select all pages, bulk actions, move to the trash, apply, and at the trash, I want to empty the trash. Then I want to go to plugins, select all plugins, bulk actions, deactivate, apply, select again, bulk actions, delete. I want to start from scratch with no plugins. Of course, we can add plugins later, but right now I want to start with nothing. Now, if I go to my dashboard, it looks so much cleaner already. Then I want to go to the settings, general, and make sure that over here in my WordPress URL, it says HTTPS and not HTTP. If there's no S, you can add it over here. And also over here. And then scroll down and save the changes. If you need to change it, you need to log in again. Go back to settings, general, and I scroll down. You can change the site language. You can change the time zone. Well, if I say I'm from the Netherlands, so if I focus on people from the Netherlands, I can just say AMS, Amsterdam. I search the city that is in my time zone, and then automatically everything will be synced to the right time zone. Then there's the date format. I like to prefer the upper one. You can change it to another one or have a custom one. The time format, I like to use PM in capitals. My week starts on Monday. So I click on save the changes. Great. A really important aspect of your website is the site title. So let me show you how to come up with an amazing site title for your website. When it comes to the site title, don't say welcome to this website, because people will never search on Google for welcome to this website in order to find your website. People will search for the thing they're searching for. So people are searching for the latest AI news. And then if I skip all the sponsored stuff and I go to the organic results, I see AI, artificial intelligence, the latest AI news, news, photos, videos, the latest AI news we announced in March. So it's really important to have your focus keywords in the site title. And if it's possible, most to the left. So the first word, AI, artificial intelligence, AI, news, artificial intelligence, the latest AI news. So for me, it's the latest AI news. And then I could name the name of my website. So AI future stars. I want to make people stars in the future. So I want to give them the best about AI. If you take a look over here, BBC News. BBC is really well known. So in that case, I would also put your name over here. Or you can invite people to click by saying something interesting or conflicting, which make people curious, like, hey, what's that about? So in this case, I think it's just best to keep it with this. And then there's the tagline. In a few words, explain what this site is about. Learn everything about artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence, hard to say. So I go to Google, see if it's correct. No, it's not. Now it is. I copy it and I paste it. So that's the site title and the tagline. I save it. And now when I go to the website, I see it over here, the latest AI news, AI future stars. The latest AI news, AI future stars. So when people will search for this and your website gets some traffic, it will rank in Google, there is a chance your website will be found in the search results when people search for the latest AI news. WordPress works with WordPress themes. Every theme has their own functionality. Every theme has their own style. There are free themes, there are premium themes. And what I want to do, I want to focus on a theme that will turn your website into a news or a blog website. So the WordPress theme, in this case, the JNews theme, is doing all the hard stuff for us. And it's a matter of filling the website with content and configuring everything to our wishes. You have already seen what is possible with the JNews theme. So let me show you the differences between different themes, and then I will show you how you can get the JNews theme. Every WordPress website has a WordPress theme. Right now we use the theme called 2025. It looks like this. So if I would go to the backend to themes, I can choose another theme. So let's say 2023, activate. I go to the website. So the text is still the same, the title, but the colors change, the way it is displayed change. So every theme has their own functionalities and every theme has their own style, their own design functions. And there are also themes that are specific for a certain cause. For instance, if you want to create a news website, there are news or blog themes. So in order to get the one we are going to use, we go to ferdy.com/JNews, hit enter. You'll be redirected to this link. We're going to make use of the JNews theme. It's a WordPress newspaper, magazine, blog, AMP theme. It already has more than 25,000 sales. It's recently updated and well documented, even though you don't need this because I'm going to show you step by step how everything works. So in order to get this, we click on Add to Cart. I don't want to have extended support. I never use the support. I click on Go to Checkout. And we can create an account with Google, Apple, Facebook, or with email. I prefer to use email. So my first name is Ferdy, my last name, my email. Then I need to create a password. I don't need to have tips and all that stuff. I click on Create an Account and Continue. And I need to fill in a bit more information. So I will fill in my company details, my address, and then I click on Save and Continue. Awesome. I can select my payment method with credit card or PayPal. I choose PayPal. There's a handling fee of $3 and I click on Pay with PayPal. And now it says you've got mail. So what I need to do, I need to go to my email account to confirm my email address. And then I can download the theme. Here it says confirm your email to complete your purchase. Confirm your email. Awesome. Now I can download it over here. I click here. Then I go to installable WordPress file only. There it goes. And I want to download the license in text like that. We're gonna use that later on. So I close this for now, and this one, and this one. Now I go to the backend. Then I go to Appearance, Themes. I add a new theme by clicking here. And then I click over here on Upload Theme. Then I can go to my download. There is the theme.zip. I drag it over here. I can also browse by clicking here. And then I click on Install Now. And then I want to activate it by clicking here. Awesome. Now, if I would go to the website, I click here, it looks like this. It doesn't look appealing, but it's a start. This is our new theme and we're gonna configure it. So I will go back to the back end. What I can do now, I can go to Appearance, Themes, and I can get rid of all the other themes which I don't need anymore. So I hover over here, I click on Theme Details, Delete. Okay. Also this one, Theme Details, Delete. Okay. Theme Details, Delete. Okay. And then I want to activate my license. If you don't see that, go to JNews. You should see it over here, Activate Now. So I click over here. Authorize Jack Theme support to connect with your account. I'm okay with that. So I click on Approve. And now my theme is activated. Awesome. The JNews theme comes with more than 150 pre-made templates. So we can make a website from scratch if we want to and make this tutorial a 5 or 6 hour tutorial, or we can start with a pre-made website. So there are 150 templates you can choose from. You can choose which one is right for you, then import that and then adjust it. So let me show you how you can do that. In order to import a pre-made news or blog website, we go to the second tab here at Dashboard, JNews Dashboard. Then we go to the second tab, Import Demo and Style. And here are more than 150 websites you can choose from. So what you can do, instead of creating everything from scratch, you can take a look at those templates and see which one you like. So what I would do, I would hold Command or Control on a PC and click on Preview, Preview, Preview. Or even better, take a look at the thumbnails. You can also make the screen bigger, Command plus. And if you think, okay, this is something I like, Command click. Okay, I also like that one. So you don't have to open them all. Go to the second page. If you see something you like, you're interested in, click. I like this one, click. If you're gonna create a sport news website, this one could be cool. So just browse around, take your time, because this is a really important part of the tutorial, because this is deciding how your website is going to look. So don't take this lightly. Go through the pages and choose a style that fits the website you have in mind. You can also take a look at the titles. If you're going to create a business news website, well, you can take a look at this one. If it's about music, you can choose this one. If it's a magazine, a classic blog, maybe you're just going to blog about your personal things you're going through, well, then this can be an option. So let's take a look. Go to page 5. Education. I want to be into the education area with AI. Education, like what is the latest news? What are the best tools you can use? How to use those? Page 7. And if you're into love and relationships, that can be a nice option. So look at this. Look how many different news websites you can create with only one theme. By the way, this is a license for one domain. And the great thing is you don't have to pay every year. You pay only once and you can use this for the next coming 20 years if you want to. If it's about SEO. So I open the view, then I can see how it looks. Nice. You can create something like this. The default one, lifestyle. Look at this. This is super cool. Only one theme, but all those different look and feels. Look at that. Create something simple like this. So take your time. I think I already know which one I want to use. Oh, I like this one. Really clean. Ooh, nice. So I think say Command W to close this one. I think this one, not this one, really clean, and this one. So if I go to a blog post, I click over here. This is how it looks. This sticks with us, really nice. People can leave a comment, reply. And then there's this one. I like the clean look. And then it looks like this. A lot different. And people can share this. Well, as I said, it's up to you. I also like this bar. Only one theme. So what we also can do, we can go with this theme and then decide if we scroll down that we also get this bar. So it's not like if you choose one of those themes, you're stuck to it and you can't change anything. No, there's a lot we can change and we're definitely going to do that. I want to show you what is possible. So I will go with the default theme. So what I will do, I go to page 1 and I go for the default option. I click on import demo and make sure this website is empty because it can overwrite things. And I want to install the plugins that are necessary to show it like it is been displayed, which we just saw. And I want to include content, demo content. Why? Because then I can show you how things will look when you already have content. Of course, we need to replace the content with our own content, but it's a great start. So I can show you what is possible with this amazing theme. Then the builder content, really important. The reason I chose the JNews theme instead of, for instance, newspaper is because they make use of Elementor, in my opinion, the best free page builder in the world. So I click on Start Import. Now we can sit back and relax because our demo website will be imported in a few minutes. The installation of the website is completed. I click on OK. And what we will see now is that this default demo is active. So if I go to the website, look at this. This is how our website looks right now. And that's the power of a WordPress theme. It's a magazine or it's a news website or a blog website, depending on how you want to see that. You can place advertisements. When people click on those, you make money. So of course, it's a matter of configuring this to our wishes. And then we can replace those advertisement areas, start to create valuable content or let others create it for us or make use of the help of AI. And then we can create valuable information on our website and make money through the advertisements, affiliate links. We can link to our social media accounts. So I think this looks amazing. And now it's time to configure this. If you have your own logo, I want to show you right now how you can upload your logo. And if you don't have a logo, I want to show you how you can create one or let someone else create a logo for you. The first thing I want to do over here, I want to change the logo. Maybe you already have a logo, maybe not. If you want to create a logo, you can go to youtube.com. And then you can search for how to create a logo, Ferdy. So you'll find my tutorial. 22 minutes on how to create a logo for free using Canva. There are also a few other tutorials I've created. And if you want to outsource it, you can go to ferdy.com/Fiverr. And then search over here for logo design. And then you can let someone else create a logo for you. I have my logo already. So what I will do, I will go to the customizer so I can replace this one. I go to the customizer. Then over here at the left-hand side, I go to JNews header option. And then I click over here on logo. And then you will see a lot of logos over here and we have to replace them all, but we only have to replace them once. So what I'll do when there's a light logo, I will upload a light logo. When there's a dark logo, I will upload a dark logo. So the first thing I want to do over here, header logo, change the image. I click on upload files. I have my logos on my computer. So I click on select files. And what you have over here is my default logo. Then there's the fave icon. We can use it over here. And then we have the light logo for when there's a dark background. So I'll upload them all, holding shift, selecting the first one and the third one, open. And now I want to make use of the dark logo. So I click on choose image and then I scroll down. The retina logo, also this one, and that will change over here and it's really big. We'll make it smaller in a few minutes. Here is a light logo. So I change the image to the light one. Again, we have to do this only once, fortunately. Again, the dark logo, the dark one, the light one, again, the light one. I wish there was a better way for this. So you can just choose two logos And then per option, select if you want to choose the dark or the light one, because now I have to do this every time. But as I said, we have to do it only once. So what happens is that the logo is made as big as possible. So I will make it smaller by going to, I'm using Google Chrome, right mouse click on the logo, inspect. And then over here, I have my CSS codes. Here at the height, it says auto. I click on it and then I say width 300 pixels. That's better. Now I want to select this whole area, Command or Control C. So I copy it. Then I go to the customizer. Here all the way down, additional CSS. I close this and then I paste the CSS code. Now it looks better. If I go to the tablet, you see I have a dark background and a light logo. If I go to the phone, same thing. So I'm happy with that. Publish, close it. Now I want to take a look at the fave icon. We can do two things. We can go to the backend or we can go to the customizer. Site identity. And then here I can change the image to this one. It needs to be square. Mine is 250 by 250 pixels. I prefer it to be a PNG so we can see through the background. So if I click on select, I skip the cropping. Look at this. There it is. Publish, close it. So now we use our own logo and we use this beautiful fave icon. If you don't have a logo yet, you're like, okay, I get stuck. You can just skip this, follow along in the tutorial, and then later on you can decide to upload your own logo. One of the reasons I chose the JNews theme is because they work with Elementor. Elementor is, in my opinion, the best free page builder in the world. It is amazing. My life changed in 2017 when I first found out about Elementor. So let me show you how you can set Elementor up also so we can work productively, work efficiently. And then I will show you a little bit more about what you can do with Elementor, the free page builder included in the JNews theme. If we go to a new tab and we search for ferdy.com/Elementor, hit enter, you'll go to a page of the, in my opinion, best page builder in the world, the best free page builder. Here it costs money. They also have a free version, and that free version is already installed on your brand new blog or news website. Let's take a look. Over here on the homepage, we see a lot of blog posts or news items, reviews, and we can adjust this page using the Elementor page builder. In my opinion, the best free page builder in the world for WordPress. So let me show you how you can adjust it by clicking on Edit with Elementor. When you click on it for the first time in your life, you get a message. There's always a message or a notification. And what I prefer to do is just to skip it. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Elementor page builder. And before we get started, I want to do a few things. I prefer to work with a dark interface. So in order to get that, I click over here on the Elementor logo. When you do that, you get a nice hover or a nice animation. I click on it. User preferences. I prefer to use in a dark mode. And the second thing, if I want to duplicate it, I would like to hover over here and duplicate it. I cannot do that. In order to do that, I need to go to the user preferences and turn this on, show quick edit options. When I do that, now I can hover over here and I can duplicate it. So that's how I like to work. I click on publish. And if I want to see the result, I can click on this eye over here, preview the changes. And the great thing is, if I would duplicate this again, and I click on publish, I don't even have to refresh this page. Automatically, it's already refreshed. So that's what I like about working with Elementor. It automatically updates the next page over here. So since we have set it up with a dark mode and great editing handles, I want to show you that this icon is not what I want to see. Why? This is the old page builder structure. We worked with sections, and in those sections we would have columns, and in those columns we would work with modules or elements. Well, Elementor changed a few years ago, but what I don't like is that the JNews theme still makes use of the old style. So in order to fix that, I need to do a few things. I will show you step by step how you can fix it. What I will do, I will click on this container over here, or this section. It says a section over here, and I want to convert it to a container. So this section has columns, and those columns have modules or elements. Let's call them elements. So I have this section selected and I click on convert to a container. And now this is still a section, but if I scroll down, we see an exact copy over here. And now this is another icon. There's no more a column. This is also a section, because in the new page builder, we work with containers, and in those containers, we can have containers, and in those containers, we can have elements. So everything here above can be removed because that's the old style. As you see over here, columns, I don't want columns. So I close this. I want to work with this one. I scroll down to the next area. This one, and again, this is a section. I click on convert, an exact duplicate will be made. I close this one. I scroll down. I click over here on the section, convert, close this one. And then one more over here, convert, get rid of it. The only thing is that everything that has two columns or two sections next to each other is now 50% left, 50% right. I don't want that. I want to work with the 70-30 rule. So what I will do, I will hover over here, and at the container layout, I'll change the width to 70. And then I go to the second container, I click on it, and then I change the width to 30. I know it can be overwhelming, like what is this? I will explain in a minute what everything is. Right now I just want to fix it so we can work productively. Here everything is fine. Here there are two columns or two sections. So I click on the first one, I say 70. The second one, I say 30. I scroll down. This is okay. This has nothing to do with the page builder, but with the footer. We're going to talk about it later. So I click on publish. Not a lot is changing, but now we make use of the new page builder that works with a container. And in that container, we can have another container, two containers next to each other. And then in a container, we can have modules below each other. And that's exactly what we see here. So we can do two things. We can adjust the content that already is in the website, or we can create new stuff. So let's first click on an element. I click over here, and then it says this is a JNews news ticker. We can adjust things. So right now it says newsflash. I can also change it to latest news. So that means that we are going to configure, adjust our website that has already been made with the demo or the pre-made website of JNews. Or we can start from scratch. If you want to do that, you can click on the plus over here, and then we can add an element. We can add a new container, for instance. Or we can add a heading. If I release it, we can adjust the text. Well, I want to close layout. I want to close basic, close pro, general, and link in bio. Why? I want to work with all the modules that come with the JNews theme. So if I search for the ticker, I can just drag it over here, and there it appears. And now I can adjust it. So that's how we can work. We can adjust things, or we can start from scratch, click on the plus, and then insert modules or heroes or sliders, elements, carousels, things for in the footer, things for in the blog post. So there's a lot we can do. And that's what I like, that we can use my favorite page builder using the JNews theme. So it's up to you. If you see something you like, or you just want to try out something, module 23, you can just drag it over here and see what is happening. And when you see that, you're like, okay, but I see 3 posts over here and here only 1. I want to have 6 in total. I just click on it, and here at the content, I scroll down. I go to the content filter, and then the number of posts, I change it to 6, and then there are 6. So that's what we can do. We can drag modules over here. Then we can adjust the content. We can just adjust the look of view. So right now it's style 6. I can make it style 1 or style 2. And then over here at the style, we can adjust even more things. So let me close this for now. and go to the first area over here. I click on it and I set the latest news. Then we can scroll down, enable autoplay. So if I turn this on, then every 3 seconds a new post appears. I can also make it every 5 seconds. Right now it's vertical. As you see, we can also make it horizontal. So it goes from left to right or right to left. Like that. I prefer vertical. Then there's the content filter. Right now, it includes posts. I can also include pages, but I prefer not to do that because why should I show the homepage over here? So I say post, and then we can decide how many there should be, how many posts should be here at the latest news. Well, let's say 5. We'll talk about post offset later. So what I see over here is that there's a lot of space. So I go to advanced. I uncheck the margin, and at the bottom I do the arrow down. So it decreases a bit. What I also see is that this is not in line with each other. So I go to the top and also increase it a bit. So it aligns perfectly with this area. So this is in a nutshell how to work with Elementor. We're going to dive deeper into the subject. Something else I want to show you. Over here we have our logo at the left. But here, this is not exactly aligned as over here because by default, if you have a container, there's some space here. As you see, this white area between the gray area and between the image, there's some space. In order to get rid of that, I go to advanced and I uncheck the padding like that. And when we've done that, I can go back to this item, go to advanced and adjust this back to 0. So now it aligns better. Okay. I can click over here. I can also click over here and then I go to the post. I can also enable autoplay. So let's say every second, look at that. See, of course that's way too fast, but if you want to, you can make use of autoplay. And in that way, every element, every slider from the JNews theme has settings that can help you to configure it as you want it to be. So I turn this off for now. If I click on the plus and I will go to JNews, I collapse modules. Let's go to heroes and I grab this one, 4 in a row. I drag it over here. If I hover over it, you see a nice animation. I love it. I can play around with hero margins. So if I would say 10, there's 10 pixels of space. I love it. And then there's the hero style. Look at this. Without going through all the settings, I can just click over here and then it looks like this. The third one. This is so hard to do when you would do this manually with CSS and JavaScript and stuff. Here with the JNews theme, it's just included. It's really simple, this one. You can have colors and hover over it. Oh, I love it. I love it. I hope this makes you as excited as it makes me. So you can choose a style that you like. I like this one. And maybe you're like, well, I want this to be below this area. Well, you can just click over here, hold it, scroll down, release it. And then it will be here below. Let's do it in the middle, in between, over here. Awesome. Okay, let me get rid of this one, hover over it, close it. I can also get rid of this one if I don't want this, because I want to show a few blog posts. So in order to do that, I would go to the JNews hero. The hero shows a few blog posts like this. Or like this. There's so many options. So you can choose one you like. If I search again, I think Hero 13 is really nice. Just one blog post, the most recent one. And then again, I can play around with the style. I like it, but it's a bit too much. I like the simple one, style 1. Yeah, I prefer this one. So below, I can have multiple stories. Let me get rid of this one. Also get rid of this one. Okay, let's go for a new hero. So let's go for those 3 this time, not 4, but 3. Okay, I go for a margin of 10 pixels. Okay, I like this. The only thing I don't like is that I see this blog post, but when I go over here, I see the same blog post. That's where offset comes in. I click over here, or I click somewhere on this element. I scroll down, and then when I go to content filter, I can scroll down for post offset. And if I would say 1, it will start with not with the most recent post, but the one before that one. So here I show the latest post. I don't want to have a duplicate post, so I say post offset 1. So the most recent post, which is this one, will not be displayed over here. And in that way, I can make sure that there are no duplicate posts on the homepage. So I like this. What I don't like is the space over here. So again, I click, go advanced to advanced. Then I go to margin, uncheck this, and at the bottom, I decrease it again with minus. Let's do minus 40. And I think there's 20 pixels over here. So I click over here and I go for the margin of 20. Yes, I love that. Okay, also here's 20, I think. Also here, it seems that every element has something like that, but hey, it's fine. I just say minus 30 or even more. Okay, but that's how you can adjust things pixel perfect. And now when you look over here, you see the latest news, which automatically adjusts. Then we see this one when I hover over it. Then I have those 3, which are not duplicate. There's a nice spacing over here and over here. And here you can have a module that shows everything based on a category. So there's so many ways to display the content in your website. I don't need this one. But if you want to play around, you click on the plus, you scroll over here through the modules. If you see something you like, you just drag it over here and you can adjust it until you're like, hey, I like this. Let me show you another way on how you can get the style you have in mind for your website. I like to think outside of the box. The next part, you don't have to follow it, but I want to show you how you can create a new website on a subdomain of your current website, install the JNews theme again. Then we're gonna install one of the pre-made templates, another one that you have right now, and then we can grab any part of the pre-made website, copy it, and then paste it in our current website. So in that way, you can go through all the different templates there are. And if there's one thing you like, you can grab it and place it in your website. And that way, save a lot of time. It's a little bit of weird workaround. After making websites for 26 years, I like to do things like that. For me, it's all about productivity. And it's about the people I make websites for. It's all about them. It's not about me. It's about helping the people. And that's what I also do in this tutorial. So if you can appreciate that, then please like this video. Sometimes. Okay, what am I doing? Let me show you how you can create a new website on a subdomain or a subfolder and then copy things and paste things. What you can do, you can create a second website. I go to Hostinger, I log in, then I go to websites, I search for my website, news, then I go to the dashboard, then I scroll down, I go to website, auto installer, WordPress. This time I say this is a temp website. My username, password. I go to advanced, really important, because this time I want to create my website on my subdomain. So I say temp. I click on next, install. Okay, now I click over here. I want to log in. Now I go to appearances or appearance, add new theme, upload a theme, and I upload the same theme. So I go to downloads. There it is. I click on install now. I activate the theme. Activate now. And since we already use this domain, it should be no problem to activate this. We already use this domain. So now I can go to demo and style again. And this time again, I can open a lot of things And if I see anything I want to use in my website, so I get inspired by this area or this one or anything else, I can just copy it and paste it. So let's see if I see something I like, I want to use in my website. Okay, maybe I like this. So what I can do, I can go to the food template, import the demo, use Elementor, start the import. So the demo is completed. I click on OK. Now it will refresh the page. And now I can go to the home page. Let me close this. So I want to copy this. I click on Edit with Elementor. Close this. Look at this. First I have to select it, convert it. Okay, now over here, copy, and look at this. I can click on the plus, right mouse click, paste from another site. And there it is. There it is. That's how it works. So again, I can now go back, exit to WordPress. Then I go to the JNews demos at my temporary website. I click on uninstall. Yes. Okay. Now I can go to another website. So let's say this one and this one. I scroll down. If I see something I want to copy, I can just go over here, click on, which one was it? Military news, import the demo. I do the same thing again, use Elementor, start the import. Let me fast forward. Okay. I go to the website, edit with Elementor. And if I like something, convert, copy, paste from another site, Command V, and there you go. So now you can go to all the different pre-made websites there are, and if you see anything you like, now you know how to copy it and paste it into your own website. By default, the JNews theme with all the templates have a lot of things on the homepage, and I only want to use what I want to use. I don't want to fill the website for the sake of filling up the website, so I want to clean up our homepage a little bit. If we scroll down, we see content, 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 content. You see a lot of same blog posts. So what I will do, I will get rid of a lot of things. What I actually want to show is my latest blog post, then a few other ones. And then I click over here. No. Let me see. Over here, add content filter. I can show all the posts. Okay. So that's what I will leave here. And then this can go away. This can go away. Advertisements can stay. And also here at the right at the sidebar, I like this, but this I don't need this. I don't need this. I don't need this. I don't need this. I do like the advertisement. So what I will do, let me see. If I scroll down, the advertisement sticks with us. That's what I want. So what I will do, I will change the advertisement. So this is all about AI feature stars. There's a tool. If you go to ferdy.com/Leonardo, you go to a tool. There's an affiliate link of mine. You can start to create beautiful images using this tool. So I have an affiliate link. So let me log into the affiliate area. So let me see, where's my affiliate link? Over here. Copy the link. Then I will go to the website and I will do a few things. So bear with me. I click over here. I like to keep this clean, so I get rid of that. I will go to plugins, add a new plugin. Then I search for redirection. Not one direction, but redirection. A lot of installations. I click on install now. Then I click on activate. I click over here, redirection, setup, start setup, continue, finish setup, continue, ready to begin. Now I need to create a URL, which will be aifuturestars.com/Leonardo. And then the target URL is my affiliate link. Add a redirection. So when people go to aifuturestars.com/Leonardo, they go to my affiliate link. And now when I refresh the page, I have 0 hits. But now if I refresh it, I have 1 hit from today. So through this redirection tool, I can see how many people clicked over here. And if that is in line with the statistics I see at my Leonardo affiliate program. So now I go to the homepage. I click over here. I change the image by clicking on it. Upload files, select files, and I created this image. Text to image tool, Leonardo.ai, start for free. Select. Now I want to redirect it to a link. So here's the link. HTTPS. Ferdy. No. This one. AI. HTTPS. AI. futurestars.com/Leonardo. Open in a new tab. Yes. Apply. Publish. Okay. So let's take a look over here. If I click over here, I go in a new tab to my affiliate link. Now, when I would go to the back end, I would see 2 hits. So I go to redirection. Where are you? Tools. Redirection. I see 1 hit. So let me see if it's working. Otherwise, it would be a shame. If I hover over here, I see aifuturestars.com/Leonardo. So it's working. Yes, now I see, I don't know what just happened, but if I click on it, I get a hit. So when people buy this through my affiliate link, I make money. And the great thing is when we are on my website and we scroll down, it sticks with us. And then there's another advertisement. So I can have the same advertisement or I can place Google Ads over here. If you want to learn how, you can go to YouTube. Or let's try something else. Go to ferdy.com. Click over here. Search for AdSense. Google AdSense tutorial. How to get started with Google AdSense. Now to place it on your website. Wow, look at that. Right now I look younger than over there. That's a good thing. It's also my opinion. So you can learn over here how you can place it on your website. And then based on the interest of the viewer on your website, the visitor, they get advertisements over here and over here and over here. So I'm happy with how this looks. We have the most recent blog post. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. So what I will do here, I will change the offset to 4. So there's a blog post that you don't see over here. If I would say 3, you see a duplicate of this one with the watch. So I need to say 4. Publish. So right now we have our homepage. Don't take a look at the header yet, or take a look at it, but know that we're going to change it. We have this one, which automatically renews. We have our main header, main blog post, then 3 other ones, and then more over here. We have our sticky sidebar with trending blog post, most recent comments, and the latest blog post. our affiliate link, another area, and this is the footer. We're going to take a look at it later. So for me, that's great. And now if I would create a new blog post, hey there, and I bring this over here. I set a featured image, which is this one. And I click on publish. Look at how everything changes automatically. Let me go to the homepage. Hey there, 7 seconds ago. Hey there, hey there, latest one, hey there. If I click on it, automatically all these things are already here. We're going to configure those. So because we're going to talk about creating blog posts later in the tutorial, but that's how it works. We use the JNews theme and then create a website, and everything will be on automatic pilot. The only thing we need to do, we need to create or make sure that there will be new content on our website, but we're configuring everything in a way so it will be on autopilot, and hopefully you can start to make money with your website. What we're going to do right now, we're going to make use of the power of the JNews theme. I will show you how you can create a blog post that only in itself can take a long time to learn. So I have a separate tutorial for that. And then I will show you how you can use the JNews theme in order to configure your blog post. There is so much you can do. I really like it. I hope you're also as excited as I am, because the JNews theme helps us to show everything in a way that I'm like, wow, this is so beautiful. So let me show you how to configure the single blog page. So all your blog posts look amazing. Over here, you see a blank area, or there's no featured image. There's my blog post or a review, uncategorized, created today by Ferdy, Korpershoek. If I click over here, this is how it looks. If you want to learn how to create a blog post like this, do market research, how to create an amazing blog post that will rank well in the search results of search engines, then go to ferdy.com. Then click on the search icon and search for blog post. Hit enter. Scroll down a bit. How to write a converting blog post. So if you click over here, there is a tutorial. It'll be 2 hours long that will show you step by step how to install Rank Math or Yoast SEO, how to do market research, keyword research, how to get images, how to write your blog post. And that will help you to create a converting blog post. I've implemented a blog post over here. It looks like this with images. And there are actually a few things, only a few things. There are titles, headings. Then there are paragraphs and there are images. And some images are in the center. Some are at the right or here in the center. So if I scroll up a bit, there's one over here at the right. Here is an advertisement. This is placed by the JNews theme. No, I did not do this myself. I can decide how many advertisements I want to show in the text. So if you want to learn how to create a blog post like this, then go to that tutorial. And now I'll show you how you can spice it up. And in order to do that, I click over here on Edit Post. For creating blog posts, I use the WordPress editor, Gutenberg. I really like it. Even if I make use of the JNews theme or Divi or Elementor or Elementor Pro, I always use the block builder from WordPress when it comes to creating blog posts. So then I open this one, this icon. I go to the post tab and we can set a featured image. There are a few ways on how to get a featured image. Let me go to the website. If I take a look, I can do two things. I can have images like these that represent the content, or I can go, let's go to YouTube and search for ConvertKit tutorial. I can create something like this with my face and the text. So that's up to you. I prefer to work in my blog post with images that represent the content. So this is on the Samsung Galaxy A5 over here. This is about PlayStation 4 game review, so I don't understand this image, but it should represent the content. So what I will do, I will go to ferdy.com/iStock. I like to get high quality images over there. And then I search for email marketing, since my review or blog post is about email marketing. And then I see all those images. someone is typing and all those emails go out. That's what I like. I need to sign up. It's 1 credit, which is probably €9 or $9. I think I have a subscription. I already downloaded it once. And if I take a look at the size, I think 2125 by 1416, more than enough. So I click on download. Okay, then I rename it. I say email marketing review or ConvertKit review. So a few keywords, because when people search for this, let's search for email marketing. And people go to images and sometimes images appear over here. If I click over here, let's take a look at the image address. I copy it. If I paste it, look at this. This is called email marketing.jpg. So I search for email marketing and this appears. So it's really important to rename your images. So that's what I have done. Email marketing ConvertKit. Then I want to go to tinypng.com. I want to go to the downloads. Right now it's 1.6 megabyte. That's quite a lot. I drag it over here. And this will be made so much smaller. Let's say 385. Oh, even smaller. 187 kilobytes. 88% less, which will make your website lighter. So that's a great thing. Let me add one more keyword. Review 2025. No, because next year it will not be relevant anymore. Email marketing ConvertKit review. It's also called Kit these days. So now I go to the website. I want to set my featured image, upload files, select files. I want to go to downloads, to the most recent one, this one. If I want to, I can adjust it. Let me show you in a minute. I can go to edit image and I can crop it and I can say it should be, have the aspect ratio of 16:9. So there you go. And I select the area I want to select, apply the crop. And if I want to, I can also make it 920 by 1080, which will make it a bit smaller. Save the edits. And now it's 9020 by 1080, just 166 kilobytes. I set this as a featured image, and when I save it and I go to the home page, it looks like this. And if I scroll down and I would see it again somewhere over here, it looks like that. So I'm really happy with how it looks, the nice animation. So what else? It is published. The link, the URL. So if I would go to the blog post, you take a look at the URL, it's ConvertKit review. I like that. If you want to change it, you can click over here and change it. And also here, it's really important to use keywords in your link, your URL. I am the author. I use the default template. People can leave a reply. This is the third revision. So I already changed a few things. And every time I change something and I save it, there will be a new revision. Now there are 4. And the format is standard. Then I need to click on categories and scroll down. Right now it's in the category uncategorized. I uncheck that. I want it to be at reviews. And if I want to, I can create a new category. So I could say email marketing. But what I also can do, I can say the category is marketing. So there it is. And I want to have a subcategory. So I say email marketing, but the parent category is marketing. And in that way I get marketing and email marketing. So it's it has 3 categories right now. Then we can go to the tags. Tags are also a way to connect blog posts with each other based on a tag. So if I have multiple blog posts with the tag marketing, and I click on the tag marketing, I see all blog posts with that tag. So here I would say ConvertKit, comma, email marketing, comma, kit, list building. So just a few keywords that are related to the content of this blog post. Okay, let me save it. I refresh the page. What I'll see now, we're at home, marketing, email marketing with the title ConvertKit review by Ferdy Korpershoek on April 15, 2025 in the categories email marketing, marketing and review. no responses yet. Here's the featured image. I can share this post on Facebook or on Twitter. I can also later decide that there are more options to share this on multiple device or platforms, not only Facebook or Twitter. There are more, but we'll configure this later. And then there is the content again. I can click over here and then I scroll down to that part. I see the images. So it's getting a little bit better, but wait, there is more. We can do so much more. Here we see the tags. So if I would click on the tag email marketing, I will see an overview with all the blog posts that contain the tag email marketing. And that's a great way to keep some structure in your website. Here we have an advertisement. We can go to the previous post. Here is something about myself and I can spice it up or make it look better by going to edit profile. Here I can have more links. So Facebook, HTTPS, facebook.com/Ferdy.com, TikTok, and in that way I can add multiple links. Go to LinkedIn. There is my link. Okay, and then I can say something about myself. Okay, weird text. So what I will do, I will go to ChatGPT and I always say, make this text better. And it always does. So I paste it. Okay, update my profile, go to the website, go to the blog post, to the review, and then here below I see more links. And some text about myself. And later we can decide to make this look different. People can leave a reply. Whoa, that is an in-depth review. Thank you. How does it compare to OmniSend? I can post this because I'm the author, so immediately it will be displayed. And now when I go to the backend, I can get an email. If I go to comments, I will see this comment. I can reply and say, thanks. OmniSend has cheaper plans and more options in the free version. I will make a comparison soon. And then of course I need to do that. Otherwise I'm not a man of my word and I want to be one. So what I will see now, if I click on ConvertKit review, page down, scroll up a bit, I see a kind of how do you say that? A nesting. It's now a little bit to the right because it's a reply to this person. If people would go to my website in an incognito window, and they go to ConvertKit, scroll down, then they need to have a comment and then they're fill in their name, email, and website. I don't see that because I'm logged in. And if people do this, then I will get a notification like, hey, there's a new comment, and then I can approve it or disapprove it or put it into spam. And that's how you can work with comments. And right now I see we have 2 comments in total. So the great thing is if you reply to every comment, you double the amount of comments. And that's good for the ranking in the search results. So what else can we do? Within the JNews theme, there are a lot of extra plugins that can enable you to unlock extra features within the JNews theme. So let me show you how you can unlock a few of those and then how to configure them. Over here, we have the blog post. And if you look over here, you see the featured image, some cool things from the JNews theme. Then we have the content with the images and stuff. And as I said earlier in the tutorial, every theme has their own functionalities. So there's more possible than what we see right now with the JNews theme. So what I will do, I will go to the backend holding Command. So I open the backend in a new tab. Then I go to JNews plugin. And what we'll see is an overview with a lot of extra plugins within the JNews theme. We can select them by category. We can select them by what is installed and what is activated. So everything that's activated is shown over here. So Elementor is activated, Essentials, the breadcrumbs. So over here, page up, we have the breadcrumb. If I would deactivate this and I refresh the page, now it's gone. So now it's also gone over here because I only see the activated plugins. So let's bring it back in a minute. We have the view counter. So we see how many people already viewed this blog post. Social share, what we have over here, and we can configure that. The meta header, the JNews gallery. So I don't use the gallery. So what I do if I don't use something, I deactivate it. Otherwise your website can become slower and it will be a waste of space because we don't use this plugin. We want to use the review. That's what I want to show you right now. There's the social login. I don't use that, so I deactivate that. I don't use split. And I don't use the weather. You can show on your homepage how the weather is, but this website is for the whole wide world, so there's no specific area and you cannot show the weather for the whole wide world. Unless you can. If it's the case that it can be done, let me know. So let me bring back the breadcrumb. And as I said before, I want to use the review. So what we also can do, take a look at all the features or all the plugins. We can have Jack AI Assistant. We can have a recommendation. Now we can have a link with HubSpot. That's really cool for email marketing. We can have a different visual builder. I prefer not to use this one. I just don't like this builder. So if you use BuddyBoss or WooCommerce, BuddyPress, you can install all those things. Google Web Stories, WordPress AMP, Supercache if you want to use that. I prefer to do that through Hostinger. One Signal free. Oh, this is also really nice if you want to learn how to work with that. I have a tutorial about it. You can go to ferdy.com and search for One Signal. And One Signal, my favorite one. I have a tutorial about that. So for now, it's okay. What I will do now, if I click on Edit Post, I want to go to the J icon, the JNews icon. Look at this. There are post settings, primary category, social meta, review settings, and override fake counter. I don't want to use fake counter. Fake counter means that you can say that a blog post is already watched a dozen of times before this. So it looks like the website is more crowded, has more visitors than it actually has. Well, if you want to use it, you can. Let's go to the review settings. We turn this on over here. So that's why we see this. So if I go to activated review, if I would deactivate it, it would not be here. So I go to the review settings. I scroll down meanwhile to the area I created myself about the pros and the cons over here, made with the WordPress editor, but we can make it look so much better. If I click page down, this is how it looks right now. Let's make this so much better using the JNews theme. So I go to the review settings. I want to enable this. And what kind of review type do I want to have? Do I want to work with percentage, with stars, or with points? I want to go with points. The name, it's ConvertKit, also known as Kit, but let's use ConvertKit. Review summary. So what I can say is I go to ChatGPT and I say, give me a 20 or 30 word summary of what ConvertKit is and does. Awesome. The brand name is ConvertKit. Then I save it and then I go back. Then I go to the pros and cons. We can have pros over here. And the great thing is I can just copy them, paste them, copy another pro, another pro. You have paid newsletters and you have a landing page designer. What I don't like is the price compared to competitors. So bad is price compared to similar platforms. And then this one is lack of documentation. But that's why I have a tutorial about ConvertKit. Save it. Then I go back, and if you want to, you can refresh the page and see what is happening over here. The review, ConvertKit. The pros and the cons, it looks better than this in my opinion. So let's make it even better. Review, the rating. So again, ease of use, I give that a 9. Opening rate of emails, I give that a 9. Simplistic and converting email design, I give that an 8. Paid newsletters, I give that an 8. So every single pro or con can get a number. And then the price compared to others or competitors, I want to give that a 6. And the lack of documentation, I want to give that a 5. I don't know if that's still the case. But if I save this, look at this. Let's refresh this again. And now we get a 7.7. Ease of use, paid newsletter, something did not go right over there. Eight. Okay, then we can go back and go to the product price. And this can be cool if you want to use affiliate links. So where to buy, start for free, and then the price, start for free, and then there's a price. So I can say get started for $9. And then there's a link. This is an affiliate link, ferdycorp.com/ConvertKit. ConvertKit. I'm an affiliate with ConvertKit. So if I go to this link, you see over here, affiliate. When people buy this, I make money. Okay, then we can have an icon. So what I will do, I will go to the ConvertKit logo, search on Google, images. I want to get this one. Save the image. What is it? Is it SVG? I don't know. PNG. Awesome. What I want to do now, upload it. I want to make it a lot smaller. So let me go to the desktop. And I click on edit. It's square, that's what I like. Let's scale it. The new dimensions will be, it says 25 by 25. So let's do 30 by 30 or 40 by 40. Scale. Back. And now it's 40 by 40. Okay. Okay, there it is. Okay. If I would go to kit.com, I go to pricing. Ooh, did they really make it so much more expensive? The cheapest plan, wow, $25. And that's why I don't like the pricing. So the cheapest plan is $25. We can have another one. For 1,000, 5,000. Okay, so what I can say, get started. 1K subs, 25. Then I copy this. I say up to 5K subs is $66. And then I grab the affiliate link and I grab the icon. And then the third one, let's go with 10. Get started. 10K subs. The price is $100 per month. By the way, I use ConvertKit. I think it's worth every penny. But it costs a lot of money. I think it's worth it, but I understand that when people are new to this, it's like, okay, that's expensive, but you can make a lot of money while having an email list. So 7.4, the pros and the cons, nice animation, which I saw over here. ConvertKit deals, best price, $25. Get started, 1K subs. So if I click, or if people click over here, they go to my affiliate link. When they get it, I make money. So let's see, Kit affiliate. Let's say ConvertKit affiliate login. I have made $23,000 with them. It's of course, there's a lot of money. I don't understand all those numbers, but it's around this per month, I think. And that's not bad, I think. There are better programs, or I should make more content about it, but that's how it works. I give value. The JNews is helping me to make this look really nice. And especially those things here below. This is something I could not create using the WordPress editor. And then people can buy this. And throughout the tutorial or blog post, I can also have affiliate links. So that's how you can make your blog post look better using the JNews theme. We already covered quite a few things, things you can do within the JNews theme, but there are more things you can do. So I will cover a few more features, a few more configurations, so we can make our blog post even better. I go to the blog post and now we see this cool animation over here with the ratings. And if I scroll down, I see 70 views. So let me show you how you could override this if you want to. I click on edit post. Then I go to the J icon and I go to override fake counter. Override view counter settings. If I turn them all on, I could say the total view is 72,000 or 7,200. Total shares, 867. Total likes, 1,289. And dislikes, 14. I save it. And now if I take a look, we see this. So many shares, so many views. And it can look like, wow, this website is super crowded. So if you want to use that, I leave that up to you. If you don't want to use it, turn it all off again. And then it will show the real numbers. So talking about numbers, every time I refresh the page, it gets another view. There's another cool feature within the JNews theme, and that is split. What you can do, let me show you what you can do with that. If I refresh the page, I get another view. If I do that again, another view. So I can do that a lot of times, and every time the counter goes. So when people view this review and they scroll over here and they read the whole thing, it only counts for one view. What you can also do over here, if I refresh the page, I see the same thing, stay connected. What we can do, we can add some Google ads over here. So every time we refresh the page, another advertisement will be displayed based on the interest of the visitor. And in order to make sure that we get more hits, more views, and that people can get more different advertisements, so there's a bigger chance that they can click on something they are interested in, we can work with a split functionality within the JNews theme. So if I would go to the backend, I go to JNews plugin, and I search over here for split. It's activated, or I need to activate it, so I click on activate. And this does something cool. I go to the website, ConvertKit, another hit, 27. Let me edit the post in a new tab. And what I can do, I can go to the J icon and then it says split post. So I can enable this. And what it does, if I scroll down, there are some configurations. For every heading 2, a new page will be created. So instead of showing this as one blog post, I can refresh the page. We see the featured image, share, what is ConvertKit, and here we see 28. But after the first header, I can go to the second one. And then a new page will be loaded, ConvertKit pricing. And now it's 29. If I go to the third one, the third H2, another hit. And every time, if we want to, we can place a new advertisement over here. Well, what I really don't like is that when I click over here, a lot of things are happening. I scroll down, I scroll up. I see this every time. So what I need to do in order to make this work, I need to get rid of this one. Delete. What I also can do, turn on featured image, because every time now, if I click on something, I see that featured image again, which takes a lot of space. So I say disable a featured image on all the other pages. So now if I go to the home page and I go to the blog post, I see the featured image. But if I would go to the next one. I don't see the image over here anymore. And what I also like, 3, every time I see the ConvertKit deal. So from every page, we can see a new advertisement. And from every page, people can click on my affiliate link. And maybe you're like, I don't like the way this is displayed. Well, there are a lot of templates. So this is the split post template 1. I can also go for split post template 4. If I do that and I refresh the page, it looks different. So I read this. Okay, nice, 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 nice. Next, how to get started with ConvertKit. There we go. Okay, nice. Next. And every time I click over here, new advertisement will appear and a new hit will appear. So I get more hits. And this is what people do with the 20 most beautiful people in Hollywood. And then for every next, there is a new image with some text and a lot of advertisements. And that's how people get more clicks and make more money with advertisement. So that is what you can do. So it's up to you to decide what you want to, how you want to display this. If you want to use it, you can also do it with the images. So play around with that. Let's try this one. And again, the JNews theme is doing all the hard stuff for you. So now it's based on the image. So there's an image, there's text. If you click on next, you go to the next image. And there's also the text over here. And everything is loaded at once. So over here, there's not a refreshment of a new advertisement every time you click. So you can play around with that. I don't want to use this. If I don't use it, I refresh the page. And now it looks like this. One page again. And that's the way the cookie crumbles. Did I already tell you that you can do more things with the JNews theme? Well, we're going to talk again about more features within this amazing theme. There are more things we can do using the JNews theme, so let me walk you through them. If I go to the post, I click on the J logo, JNews, there are single post settings, general settings, so I can have a subtitle. Is this the best email marketing tool for you? Question mark. I save it. Right now we see nothing over here, but if I refresh this, there's a subtitle. What else? The source name. If I have someone else who is involved in this blog post, I can say his name is Josh Duhamel. It's a friend of mine. And his website is joshduhamel.com. Let's call him Josh. And let's do the, and then we could have a blog post like ConvertKit review, and the original website is from Josh Duhamel. If I would save it, refresh, and I scroll down all the way, I can see the source. Source Josh Duhamel via Josh. So this is what you can do. We go back and we have the overriding of the global template. So right now it's like this, but I can decide, you know what, I want this blog post to be full width, or the featured image should be on top. So it will look like this. And then here's the sidebar. So we can override that. Override image size. You can decide to work with different images. Trending post. If this post is trending, you can show it above the post that is trending. And then look at this. Wow, it's trending. So over here at the homepage, I can also show only the trending post. And here's the trending ConvertKit review. So in that way, you can give it some extra attention. Here you also see that trending. Let's turn it off. Then the sponsored post. If this is sponsored, you can say it is sponsored by Reddit or by ConvertKit. ConvertKit review HPS Ferdy Corp.com/ConvertKit, which is my affiliate link. I can show the logo, the description, and then there's the ad option. Disable the ads. Why on earth would I want to do that? If I do it, and I refresh the page, there's no more ad over here. Well, I want to include ads, so I turned this off. Refresh. There's the advertisement. So let's go to the backend JNews plugin. If you see something over here you want to use, take a look at the I'm totally mistaken. There's no difference between red and blue when they're active or not active. So if you want to have a podcast, you can install this. If you want to use the Gutenberg editor. So if you want to use something over here, just turn it on, search on the internet for how does it work with JNews and the podcast module or plugin, and you can find more about that. There's also JNews Theme documentation. Yak Team. Install. General guidelines. Let's take a look at the built-in plugins. So let's take a look at the podcast. Or Command F, podcast. How to install this. What to do. How to configure this. And then you can showcase a podcast below. Look how cool that looks. Or like this. There's so much possible. And of course, not everybody uses everything. But man, this theme is really optimized to help you to get an amazing, cool news website where you can also include podcasts, recipes, breadcrumb, Facebook instant articles, Google AMP. A lot of cool things. So go crazy with enhancing your website and making it exactly how you want it to be. There are a lot of configurations or customizations we can do in the JNews theme that's seen in the intro of this video. As you see how many different websites you can make with only one theme, that says a lot about all the configurations you can do. You can have dark websites, light websites for food, for travel, for a lot of different things, business, finance, a lot of different themes made with one theme. A lot of different websites made with one theme. So what I will do, I will walk through the most important customization options. This is maybe, it can be a bit boring. So I hope, the thing is you have to go through it only once. So good luck, grab some popcorn, grab some nice drinks, and then good luck with the next part where we'll go through the most important settings so we can configure the JNews theme or our blog or news website to our wishes. That was a long introduction. In order to take a look at the colors of our website, the header and the footer, we're going to the customizer by clicking here. We see a lot of things over here. I want to focus on the colors we use in the website. I want to use this orange color in my whole website, not this red one. So in order to do that, I go to the JNews layout, color and scheme. Layout and background, we're going to take a look at it later. Right now, I want to take a look at scheme and website color. And there you'll see the base text color. What I will do, I will go to Photoshop. Now grab this color, grab the color code 464646. And then I paste that code here after the hashtag. So it aligns beautifully. Then there's the accent color. That is this orange one. I copy this one. And I paste it over here after the hashtag. Like that. Then there is the alternate color. Well, I like this blue one. Make it a bit darker. Not something like that. Okay. Heading color, I grab this color and make it the same one. And everything else is fine. So now we have this over here and it is orange. This over here is orange. This is orange. So we maintain the style of our website. And when there are stars, we see the alternate color. So if I would change it over here, it also changes over here. How cool is that? I think it's pretty cool. So that's it about colors. Let's take a look at the header. So I go back over here, go back again, and then I want to go to the JNews header options. And please don't be overwhelmed, or be overwhelmed. And let me tell you, that's fine to be overwhelmed. So what we see over here is the structure of our header. We have 3 areas, the top bar, the mid bar, and the bottom bar. And that's what you also see over here, the top bar, the middle bar, and the lower bar. So if I would drag this main menu over here, it will go to the right. And if I close this, it is gone. And if I drag this up, and I drag the search icon over here, it looks like this. So that's how we can adjust our header. So what we also can do, instead of changing everything individually, I can go back and I can go to the header options, header builder and layout. And instead of dragging everything around, I can just choose another one. So I can choose for this one. The only thing I really don't like is that now our logo is gone. So we need to change that logo everywhere again, or somehow it's still seen over here. So let's see what's going on over here. Let me put this in the tutorial. Sometimes this is how things go. Let me customize it. And I go to the header option. I go to the logo. Here it is gone. So let me change the header logo to this one. And also over here, this one. There you go. So I like it. I don't have to change it everywhere. So, and again, if I am like, this is the one I want to use, I can still play around. So how about I place the date here at the left, and the weather, I don't use it. I don't use the login. I want to have a search icon, and I want the main menu to be in the center. Bring this menu to the right. What I also can do, take a look at the tablet and the phone. It looks like that. If I click over here, I see no menu. So let me go to the drawer content. I see a search form and a mobile menu, but I don't see the content of that menu. Why? Because we need to create that. So I go back, I go to menus, mobile navigation, add items. And I want to take a look at the categories. First, I want to have the homepage or not. First, I want to go to categories. And let's see what I want to use. I want to add news, tech, entertainment, lifestyle, and the reviews. Where are the reviews? Like that. Then over here I say main navigation, no. Mobile navigation, turn that on. And now when you click over here, this will be shown. Awesome. Publish, close it. Okay. Looks great. Then we also have the footer. Let's configure that. I go to the customizer. Then over here I go to the JNews footer options, footer layout. I click on footer layout. This is style 1, logo with a text, some links and recent news. Follow us. And here's some more information. You can also change this, make it look totally different. Like this. Or create your custom one. Well, I like the first one. Okay, let's go back. Footer options. So here is the year. I don't want to have a link for this theme. But what I can do, let's get rid of this. Shift backslash what I like. And then I can say website made by, and then say HTTPS Ferdy.com, and then the title is Ferdy.com. And what I also see over here is Ferdy.com. Okay. The footer is dark. I can also make it light. I prefer dark. I can change the background color if I want to. I do want to change the colors, so let me go back to colors, scheme and website colors. I grab this color, I copy it, I go back, and I go to the footer options, and everywhere it is red. Text color, that's fine. Text color can be lighter, like that. Widget title color should be this one, orange instead of red. Just like when I hover over here. Link color, hover, also orange. Awesome. Great. I go back, publish. Let's take a look. How does it look on a different device? Beautiful on a mobile. Really nice. So let me change this logo. And if I want to change this over here, the content, I cannot do that over here. That's, in my opinion, a bit weird because I can change this. But if I want to change the logo and other things, I need to go back, and I need to go to widgets. And let's see, I think footer widget 1, about, yes. Okay. We also cannot do a lot over here. So what I can do, I can publish it, close this, and then over here, go to widgets. And that's also interesting. This is the really old way of displaying widgets. Wow, they don't use it already for a few years in the most WordPress themes, but this one does. But hey, I like this. I prefer this one. So wow, I go back to 2017. I go over here. No, that's a tab widget. Let's go to footer widget 1, about widget, general. Remove this one, add a new image. I will go for the light version of this one. Also over here. Save it. And there you go. So if you want to change something else, I can go to ChatGPT. Give me 30 words about a website that is all about talking about the latest AI developments. Then I go over here, footer widget 1, general, about description, paste it. Save it, refresh, bam. Let's take a look over here. Follow us. General, follow us, and then social icon 1 is Facebook, and I can say Facebook/Ferdy.com. Social icon 2, Twitter, Ferdy Korper. Social icon 3, Ferdy.com, etc. And then save it. And then we have all our social media accounts like this. So that's the way the cookie crumbles. If I click over here, I go up again. So now we talked about the header and the footer. And one more time, let's check if they're optimized for all devices. Click here. Okay. What I can do, right mouse click, inspect, or even better, Let's see. Jag about. So what I can do, additional CSS, point jag about, max width 600 pixels. Okay, and then mobile. Perfect. So I think that looks great. Let's take a look at the other options within the customizer of the JNews theme. At the one hand, I don't want to make this tutorial too long. At the other hand, I do want to show you all the great things that are possible. So one more time, I'm going to introduce the next thing by saying that there are more features, and we're going to cover again a few of those features. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to dive deep? Because there's so much we can cover over here. We already talked about the header options and the footer options. Now I want to go to the JNews layout. We're going to walk through most of the options, not all of it, because then it takes hours, and I will just talk about the things which I think are most important. So we go to JNews layout, color and scheme. Then we go to the first option. And by the way, what you also can do, .com, you can go to the backend, to JNews, customize style, and there everything looks better. So we have layout, color and scheme, and then it looks like this. I like it more how it looks. It's almost the same thing as over here, but the thing is, you don't see the results. So that's why I prefer to work over here. Really simple. If I click over here and I make the website smaller, command minus, minus, minus. Let me turn it off. Now the website is over the whole width. Now it becomes boxed. When it becomes boxed, let me see. Let me make like this. I can have a different background. So I can make it dark, and then you get a totally different look and feel. We can also use an image as a background. And when we scroll down, it repeats itself. We can say, I don't want to have any repeat. I want to attach it as fixed, so it stays there. If I scroll, man, we can do so many things over here. I prefer not to use it, so I turn it off. There are more options over here. Container background, laptop container width. So I can say for a laptop, there should be a different size. Well, you can play around with that. I prefer the default settings. So that's that. But hey, if you want to use a box layout, you can do that. Site feed settings. If you enable this, your website becomes even more crowded. So if I would publish this and I close it, everywhere on the website, wherever you are, you will see the latest post. I think it makes your website super, super, super crowded. I prefer not to use it, but hey, if you want to use it, be my guest. Most people have big screens, so then it looks like this, and there is a little bit of space. So in that way, it is manageable, but I prefer not to use it. If you use it, there are more options. If I go to the customizer, you can also have another sidebar over here. So let me go back to the layout, site feed settings, enable it, but you can also enable a site feed as a sidebar. So this sidebar will be displayed over here, and you can have your custom sidebar over here. You can select one. We're going to talk about creating a sidebar later. So if you want to have something customized over here for the sidebar, that's possible. So there are a few options. I don't use it, so I turn it off. We already talked about this, using colors in your website. And then we have the mobile browser colors. So what I always do, I just go to the phone. If you change those settings to purple, you'll see what is changing. I don't see any change. So really simple. I think I leave it as it is. I click on it, clear. Go back to the desktop view, and then I go back and I go back. That was the first one. We already talked about the header. We already talked about the footer. Let's take a look at the single post option. And when I click on that, I can go to the breadcrumb setting, but I don't see the result. I need to go to a blog post. So I click over here. So by default, we see this over here, the breadcrumb. I can say I don't want to have a breadcrumb. I want to use the breadcrumb from Navix or from Yoast. So if you would use Yoast, you could show that one. I prefer to use the native one. Also, when I install Yoast or Rank Math, where do I want to display the breadcrumb? Well, I turn it all on, leave it all on because I want to use this everywhere because people can navigate easily through the website using the breadcrumb. Single post options. So right now we have the content here at the left, and at the right we have the sidebar. I can also do something crazy like this. I have the title over here, then the featured image and the share options over the whole width, and then the content at the left and the sidebar at the right. I can do it even crazier. Create something like this. I should play around with those colors, but I prefer to use the first template. If you want to do something else, be my guest. Single post blog layout. You can make it small without a sidebar. It's nice for if you want to read it, but it can also be nice to have a sidebar at the right or at the left. Later, we're going to configure the sidebar, so our website will turn into a money-making machine. No, I cannot guarantee that, but it can help you if you place advertisements over here. We're going to talk about it later. You can have a sidebar at the left and at the right. That was really cool to do in 2004. Let's not do this anymore. Sidebar at the right. That's enough, in my opinion. The default sidebar, later we're going to create a specific sidebar for the whole website if we want to. Should it be sticky? That means if you more content than widgets, that latest widget will stick with you. That's what I like. If I turn off the featured image, only that will be gone. So I can turn off a lot of things over here. Maybe I don't want to show featured videos if I make a video blog post. Show the meta information. If I turn that off, that will be gone. Maybe I only want to show the author and the author image, and I don't want to show the date. Well, you can decide what you want to display over here. I like the reading time. 11 minutes, depending on how fast you read. I read around 220 words per minute, so it will be a 15-minute read. And how do we want to calculate this? Well, that's up to you. Show a zoom button. So you can make the text bigger if you want to. That's really friendly for people that have a hard time reading things. How many numbers of steps do we want to have? Like that. Share it only at the top or also everywhere at the bottom, or let it float with you. A lot of options. And what do we want to show? Share the counter, the amount of shares. Show the author box, show the reading progress bar. So if I turn that on, let me go back and back to the color area. I grab this color, copy it, go back, go to the single post options, then the single post option, scroll down all the way until I see the color area, and then I paste it. So if I scroll and I read, I should see that over here. Maybe it should be refreshed progress bar at the bottom. How about at the top? I still don't see it. I select the bottom. Maybe I should publish it first. Then I go to the review. There it is at the bottom. I like it. Customize. Single post options. Scroll down. So a lot of options over here, but for now this is fine. Related post options, yes. So below the post, I can see, I can navigate to other posts. Over here, the previous one, I prefer not to have that. What I prefer to do is related posts. Like this. I don't show 6, only 3. So what I will do, I like the style, but I prefer to show only 3 posts. No, 3. Yes. Okay. Then let's take a look at this. I'm happy with how this looks. This one, excerpt length. I prefer to say no excerpt, only the title and the amount of reviews or the number, the score. You can show inline posts related, but that's weird because then in the blog post you see other blog posts, and that can look a little bit weird over here. Related posts. Now this button is all weird, so I turn it off. And since I use related post, I want to get rid of the previous post. So I go to the single post option again. Let me see where I can also say Command F, previous, show previous and next post, turn it off. Voila. That's how I roll. Okay. This is all fine. Let's go to the comment settings. We can use WordPress comments. That's what I prefer. You can also use Facebook or discuss. Then there is mobile trunk rate. I leave it for what it is. Following video. If you would have a video over here as a featured image and you scroll down, do you want the video to be displayed over here? No, thank you. Nice option, but no thanks. That's a single post. Then we have the image and gallery options. I don't use that. Then there's social, like, and view. This is really interesting. Over here we have shares, views. So social bar, views, and like. Do we want to use a counter? Or do you want to use the one from Jetpack? I prefer the one from JNews. So over here, there are 3 share buttons. 1, 2, and if you click over here, there are 3. Here are 3. So if you want to have one visible over here, you should have it over here. And if you want something to have it here, then you should use it here in the secondary share network. Well, Facebook, share on Facebook, okay. Twitter, share on Twitter, and maybe I want to have a third one. LinkedIn, share on LinkedIn. Okay, if I'm going to add another one, look at this, what happens. Telegram, share on Telegram. Look at this. It goes to a next area. Of course, I can have 6. Already have that one. Email, share on email, but I prefer not to have multiple lines. So what I will do instead, I will delete this one, delete this one. I can also use the 2 most important ones and then use a few icons over here. And then when you click, they appear. But let's say I don't use that. So I will go for Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter, also known as X. Share on X. Okay. Social share threshold. When should it be shown how many times it's shared? Because 0 is a little bit weird, maybe. So only when people shared it or 10 people shared it, then it will be visible. And my Twitter account should be placed over here. x.com. Ferdy Korper. My Facebook app ID, fill in all these details. And the initial count view. I could say that every blog post has by default 130 views, and then the real views will be counted on top. So when I publish something new, it will say it already has 130 views. I can also say that based on the amount of views, there are quite some shares in percentage, and that is more than 12, so it will be visible. Same with views. The amount of likes, we don't use likes yet. We should add it. So let me go back. Social icon. So if you use social icons here or anywhere else in the website, where should they link to? You can do that, open it over here and share that. Ferdy Korpershoek. Okay, I go back. Social counter. Well, let's talk about it later. Social select and share. Enable JNews select and share. so people can share articles. That's the whole thing over here. Social meta settings, I leave it as it is. What I want to do, I want to go back to the single post options. Let me see, single post. And then if I go to the meta, let's search for like. It's all in the blog post, okay? There is an option where you can add likes and dislikes. So let's see, show post tags, show author box. Let me see, where is it? Oh, what else I can do is JNews, add likes and dislikes to blog post. Then we go to the documentation. This is how I roll. I can watch the video. Oh, of course, I need to add that, publish, close it, go to the backend. And this is what happens. Sometimes I'm making a website and I'm like, why doesn't it work? And then, oh yeah, that's how it works. So I search for like, me likey, okay. Activate. And now when I go to the blog post of ConvertKit, I see likes. And those likes are now based on the views. So there's a certain percentage. It's not fair. It's not the integrity way, but I want to show you at least how it works. So let me go to the social likes and views. And here somewhere we decided that there's a certain percentage of likes. So if I decrease this, there will be less likes. Okay. Like button settings, like plus dislikes or only like. Let's keep it positive. Okay, then there are search options. So search content, only search post. So when I search for ConvertKit, I only see posts. So let's go to the settings. How many results do I want to show? 4 is fine with me. And the WordPress default format, also great. And now look at this, the category template. This is where we do a lot of things the same way. So when I am at a category, so this is the category email marketing. If I click on it, this is how it is displayed. Let's go to a category that is being used more often. So I go to the Legend of Zelda to, let's say, gadget. So now we see more posts. Okay, so this is how it looks by default for a lot of category pages. So what I will do, I like this. And then I also like this style 1 for blog post. And then here below, I want to make use of option. I like the category hero, but below, I want to make use of the 5th module. No, not this one, or module 9. Fifth module. So here we see a few blog posts related to the tag gadget. And then below, oh, by the way, this is a tag. Maybe it's not a category. That's why I don't see any change. But what I want to do, module 5 everywhere. And then over here, hero 1 and style 1. So I go to, where are the tags? All the templates, yes. Okay, so index template. I want to make use of page layout 1, module 3. I want to change it to module 5. Okay, now I go to that page. Yes, and on top, this is fine. Archive template, right sidebar, and then module 5. Search template, right sidebar, module 5. So everything will be a bit the same. The author template, right sidebar, module 5. Attachment. not found. For the not found, I don't want to have a sidebar. So I go for the full width. I go to that page, page not found. And then below I want to see related articles like this. Or in this case, like that. Okay. Then there are fonts, global fonts. I want to make use of the let's see, open sans as the main font, and it will change in the whole website. I can change the font size. So if I would say 20 pixels, everything will be bigger. How about 16? Well, in this case, I should better go to a blog post. If I would say 14, that's better. Line height, I could say 2 pixels. If I would say 12 pixels, okay, nothing changed over here. So here I should say pixels and then 2 or 10. Not a lot is changing, so I leave this empty. The header, if I want to change the header, I would say Nunito Sans. I like that as a header. And I can make things bigger, but it looks fine. The menu, I can change the size. So if I would say 20, it becomes really big. 16, 12, that's fine. Block heading, post title. So I can change all those things I prefer to use. Nunito Sans. You see it changing over here. Paragraph font, open sans. And here, if I change this to 20, you see it becomes bigger. So let's say 16. And then the line height, if I would say in pixels 2, that's not much. If I would say 20, okay, if I would say 30, how about 24? 26, 28. Yeah, I like it. There's a lot of space. I can change the headings, but I'm fine. So that's the global font. There's the Google font. Automatic update Google fonts. That's not necessary. I can have custom fonts or typekit fonts. I'm okay. Then there are additional options where you're doing great. So we're almost there. We don't have to talk about everything. Review, we already talked about that. It's in dollars. If you want to change it to euros, that's possible. Post date settings. So right now we see a date. We can also do a modified date that if I fix this tomorrow, it will say April 16th. We can also keep the publish date. GDPR compliance, I turn this on. Privacy policy, turn it on. Enable privacy policy. Analytics, if you use Google Analytics, you can turn it on and place your code over here. Speed optimization, be careful with this, because if you play around with this, it can harm your website. Scroll to top, if we are here, do we want to have a scroll to top button? Yes. Meta, do we want to have a meta description for post pages? It's all fine, like this. Okay. Advertisement options. So if I want to go for an article, enable above article advertisements, no. Enable top content, no. Enable inline content advertisements. I could say Google Ads, random ads position, and this is important, inline content 1 after paragraph, set after which paragraph you want to advertise. You want this advertisement to show after paragraph 1 at the right side. And if you use Google Ads, I have a tutorial about it on YouTube, or you go to ferdy.com and search for AdSense. complete Google AdSense tutorial from start to finish.
Do you want
56 minutes on how to get accepted and start to use Google ads on your website and make money with that. If you want to, you can use additional CSS and additional JavaScript in the header or in the footer. So I'm okay with this. So we've configured it. I'm happy with the result. And now I want to take a look at something I've been ready or wanting to talk about already for a long time, and that is the sidebar with sidebar widgets. Right now we're going to talk about the sidebar. We've seen it a lot already in the website. The sidebar, it's a really important aspect of your website. So right now we're going to configure that. Over here at the homepage, we have a sidebar. So here's the main content, and here at the right is a sidebar. And if I scroll down, this sticks with us. If I go to a blog post or to a review, I see another sidebar with different elements in it. Well, if I go to the homepage and I click on Edit with Elementor, I see that this area, this sidebar, is made using Elementor. So I can click on the plus. I can drag a heading over here. I can publish it, take a look, and then there will be this area. So this is not a sidebar from WordPress, but a sidebar created by Elementor elements. So if you want to, you can create something like this, and it works really easy. If I want this to be on top, I just drag it over there, publish it, and then it looks like that. And if I scroll down, this sticks with us until the end of the container. But if I go to the blog post over here, there's something else. And if I want to edit this, I can only edit the post. So this is not made with Elementor. So how does it work? Well, if I would go to the post, edit post, and I go to the J icon, and I go to the single post settings, override default template. If I turn this on and I scroll down, I can see the default sidebar. I can choose another one and then another one will be shown. But what I know now, if I go back, leave this, and I go to the appearance and then the widgets, there are a lot of sidebars, and in those sidebars, there are widgets. So let me see. If I click over here, I go to the review. This sidebar is the default sidebar. That's what it said when I just edited the post. So I need to search for the default sidebar, and what I see is first there's a social counter widget, which is here. Then there is an ads block. So I see an advertisement over here. Then I see tab post widget, which is this one. And then the latest one is the recent news. So if I would get rid of this one, delete, and I would get rid of the social counter, and I refresh the page, we don't see that anymore. So over here, we can create whatever we want to create for the default sidebar, and the default sidebar will be displayed on all the pages except for the homepage. So if I go to the ConvertKit review, the question is, what do I want to display? If I display nothing, the website will become wider. It will stretch itself. So when I add something over here, and it can be anything, let's go for an ads block, and I add it to the default sidebar, and I click on add widget. I can configure this by going to General, Google Ads. I change it to an image ad. I add the advertisement. This one, I want to add the link. So let me go to Tools, Redirection. Open this in a new tab. / Leonardo. So the ads image link is https aifuturestars.com / Leonardo. Open it in a new tab, save it. Now there's only one sidebar widget, and that is this one, and it sticks with us. So now I can add anything I want to add. So what do I want to display on every single blog post? Well, there are a lot of different things over here. An Instagram widget, which was really cool in 2016. The different modules, how to display the latest news. All those modules, which you also see in Elementor. There's a social widget, social counter, video playlist, you can show a video, and then all those white ones or gray ones are from WordPress itself. So what do we want to display over here? Well, let's see. If I would drag widget 1 here below, how does it look? Automatically it will be saved. Refresh. Okay, something like that. I don't like it. I can also adjust it. Sorry, not this one, but this one. I can display it a different way. Well, I can play around with that. If I don't like it, I can delete it and search for something else. I can also go to the home page, add it with Elementor, search for the modules, there's a list, for instance, module 28. Okay, Command Z. So if I would go for module 21, click over here, default sidebar, add the widget, and I refresh this, we can show something like this. Okay, I like that. What we also can do, really cool, I can add a new widget area, add or remove a widget area. So I click over here, I want to create a new widget area, and I call this one review. Add the widget. There it is. Save the widget. So now we have review over here. So let me add something over here, and I can also search for it. Review. Review list widget single post review. So I click on this one and I bring it to the review sidebar. And actually I also want to have an advertisement over here. So again, let's do an image. This one. Then I go to the default sidebar. Where are you? Here it is. Ads block. I want to grab the link so I don't have to type it again. Copy. Open a new tab. Paste it. I scroll down. Save it. Refresh. And nothing happens. But what I can do, look at this. I edit this post. Then I click on the J icon. I go to the single post settings, override default template, turn this on, and I say, instead of showing the default sidebar, show the review sidebar. Save it. Let's take a look. And I scroll down, and now I see this over here. And if I scroll down, it sticks with us. So on the whole page, people can buy this, and people can click over here. And I also can place Google Ads over here. So every time I refresh the page, another advertisement will appear. But if I go to the homepage, there is another review from The Legend of Zelda. So what I can do now, I can click over here, click on Edit Post, do the same thing. I go to the J icon, post settings, override default template, turn it on, and also here select the default sidebar, or change it to review, and then save it. Let's see, let's close everything. Let's take a look. And now we see the score, but it's not from ConvertKit, but from The Legend of Zelda. So if I have the review over here, automatically it fetches the review from this blog post. So if I edit the post, I go back, I go to, let's see, go back to review settings. That's all the information we see over here, displayed over here. So I really like that. And again, we have this advertisement. So one more thing, if you want to change this, I could go to Google. So over here, let's go to Appearance, Widgets, and then at Review, Ads Block, I change from General to Google Ads. I will paste my information over here, then I will save it. Now when I go to the website and I refresh it, and I refresh it again and again, every time I see a new Google advertisement based on the interest of the visitor. So every time people see a new page on my website, they see a new advertisement that could be interesting for them. So what I will do, I will change the order. Now if I refresh this, first we see this when people scroll down the whole time, people see this advertisement. So in any moment, people can click over here and then I make money. By the way, if I scroll down, our menu does not stick with us. If I scroll up, it appears. That's exactly how I want it to be. If you want to change that, go to the customizer, then go to the header options, sticky header, and over here, choose when you want to see your nav bar only when I scroll up. So that's what you can configure over here. So, and that's how you get different advertisements on your website per time that people refresh their page, and how you can get different sidebars for different pages. You can create one using Elementor, and you can create one using the JNews theme in combination with WordPress widgets. The JNews theme has a beautiful, elegant, amazing, flawless, insubordination-like, now that's the latest word, made no sense at all, but we have a beautiful mega menu within the JNews theme. And I will show you how you can configure it. When I saw it for the first time, I was like, wow, we have to do so much things in order to make it look like that. But it's really simple. So let me show you how to configure the header with the mega menu. If I hover over here, I see different home layouts. If I hover over here, I see blog posts, I see trending tags, I see other categories with a lot of blog posts. Same over here. Here I see a different display. I will show you how you can create something like that. So in order to do that, I go to the menus, I hold Command, so I open it in a new tab and drag it to the left. So here we see the result. So what we see over here is what we can configure over here. So here at Appearance Menus, I select a menu and I select the main menu. Then I click on Select. So this is exactly what is displayed over here. So I see the homepage with 6 layouts, and that's also what I see over here. Home with 6 layouts. Well, if I want to go to the homepage, let's go to a random page. I click over here, I go to the homepage. That's common knowledge these days. So I will get rid of the homepage and all the other sub pages, sub items. I open it and then I click on Remove. Okay, so now if I would save the menu and I refresh the page looking over here, bam, it's gone. It will never be back unless we decide it will come back, because we are the creators of this website. We decide what's going on. Wow, so beautiful. Wow, I'm impressed by myself. Okay, let's continue. So what we see over here in news, if I hover over it, I see 6 blog posts, I see trending tags, and I see other categories. How do they get there? Well, it has everything to do with the subcategories. If I would go to the backend, holding Command, and I go to Posts, Categories, what I will see, if I search for news, here's news, and below news, there's this dash business, dash politics, science, world. 4. Over here, business, politics, science, world. So since they are a child of news, that's why they are displayed over here. So if I go to news, I can open this. And here at the mega menu category, I can click on it and then I open it. Right now it's style 2. So here we see the subcategories. Here we see the special tags. And here we see 6 blog posts. If I click over here and I save this, look at this. Now it looks like this. 4 blog posts and the subcategories. What I can do, I can click over here and go to more blog posts. I don't want that. So what I can do, I go back to news category, open it, And then I say the number of posts should be 4. Save it. So now I cannot navigate. See, there's no more arrow. I can go to other categories and then choose one. So it's up to you. I can go back to news, click on the plus and go for style 2. Then I change the number of posts to 6. And here we have the trending tag. I can get rid of this one. I can get rid of this one. And if I decide to include Fashion Week and I save it, I refresh the page. And now we see trending tags, Fashion Week, and some others are gone. So if you get rid of all the tags, you save it and you refresh the page, they're not there anymore. So it's really big now. I like this. So we see the subcategories over here and then 6 big blog posts. I prefer this view. So if I don't want to use trending tags, I go to tag, click over here, get rid of all the trending tags. Save it, refresh, and now it's also displayed like this. So let's take a look at what else we can do. If I go back to news and I click on the plus, trending tag, we get rid of them, got rid of them. Menu icon, we can have an icon. So news, let's go for a newspaper, paper, like that. I can choose a color to get some attention. And now it looks like this. We can do that for everything if you want that, or use the same color as news. What else can we do? If I go to the menu badge, we can also have a badge on top or next to it. Let's do on top and say new news. Save it, refresh, and there it is. So to get some more attention, well, I don't want it. So really simple, I click on the plus, I turn it off, I click on the menu badge and I say disable. So now it looks like this. If I would have a category without subcategory, I can create a new item. So I could say category. I go for the category. I can also search for categories. I can say email marketing. I select that. Then I want to make use of the mega menu. This one, the category is email marketing, number of posts, 6, no trending tags. Then I will see 1 blog post because we only have 1. So now it's over here and there it is. If I click on it, I go directly to that blog post. And that is the way the cookie crumbles when it comes to the menu. One more thing, since I'm talking about AI related stuff, I could go to the post and categories and change all the categories to AI tools, copy it, paste it, and then I could have subcategories like Leonardo AI, Chat GPT, then copy it and paste it. So let me fast forward and then I will be back with you. So if I refresh the page, we have news about AI, robots, science, and the world, AI on the phone, apps, gadgets, mobile startup, entertainment, ChatGPT, cloud, etc. So, and of course, now it's a matter of creating content about all those categories. And I want to get rid of all the trends in the menu. So I go back to the appearance and menus and make sure that where I go, there are no more tags. So now we have a really cool menu, mega menu, which makes it easier for people to navigate. By default, there is some content on your page, on your homepage, and I want to get rid of it. So let me show you how to get rid of the homepage loop functionality. When I scroll down while being on the homepage, I see this area over here. And I cannot edit this with Elementor. I cannot edit this in the footer. How can I get rid of this or adjust it? I need to edit the page, the homepage. Then over here at the right, I go to the JNews icon. And here's the page loop. I click on it, and I turn it off. If I do that, and I take a look, and I scroll down, there's no more loop. We already talked a little bit about Google Ads. Let me show you how to implement Google Ads into your website. What I can do, I can adjust this using Elementor. I can replace the ad, or I can place a Google ad or a Google script code. So every time another advertisement will be shown, AdSense. And I go to sites, new site, and I should go for AI Future Stars. I already have that one, it needs attention. If I click on it, I need to grab this code, paste it here, and then every time a new advertisement will be shown. Publish. It needs some attention, so I need to take a look at that. If you want to learn more about how to do that, then you can watch my tutorial on YouTube. Google AdSense tutorial. I wonder if I'm still number 1. Yes, 3 years ago, but still super relevant. So you can watch that. There's another cool feature. We can show how many followers we have on multiple platforms. Let me show you how easy it is to configure that. One more thing, if I go to a blog post, I see this over here. What I can do, I can go to the widgets. Then I go for the review area. I can scroll down and I search for social counter. It's a really nice feature. I add it to the review. And I drag it on top. So what I can do now, here at general, I can scroll down. I can go to social accounts and I can say on Facebook at Ferdy.com, I have 6,600 followers. On my social media account Twitter, Ferdy Korper, I have 2,300 followers. But on YouTube, I have 1.2 million followers. Oh, wait a minute. Here's the count. Here's the URL. So https youtube.com @Ferdy.com. So we can have a lot of social media accounts. Instagram, did I have that one already? I think not. So https instagram.com. Come on. .com/Ferdy.com.Korpershoek 12,000. And if I would save this and I refresh the page, look at this. When people click on it, they go to my account. So that's how you can have a cool counter in your website. There are a few more tutorials I suggest you watch. That is about SEO, that's about WooCommerce if you want to sell things on your website, and that's about affiliate marketing if you want to learn how to promote other people's products in exchange for a commission. So let's do that right now. And if you want to optimize your website for the rankings, you can go to YouTube and you search for Yoast SEO tutorial 30. And there it is. 5 days ago, I uploaded this. An amazing tutorial on how you can optimize your website using Yoast SEO. And then you can be found better in the search result. And now it's a matter of creating content. And when you do, everything else will be on automatic pilot. So you can focus on creating content, helping people, and then through affiliate marketing, Google Ads, and maybe selling a course in the future, you can start to turn your website into a money-making project. How cool is that? I think it's really, really cool. So this is what we have created. A news website or blog website with latest news. We see the date, some pages if you want to place them over here. People can go to your social media accounts, your logo, menu with mega menu or header with mega menu. The latest news, your latest blog post, we can display it in a lot of different ways. More blog posts. I showed you how to create a blog post. If I go to the blog post, you can like it, you can leave a comment, you can share this, you can see the amount of shares, the amount of views. We can see this over here. We can place advertisements in our blog post. This sticks with us, so we can go to Google Ads, and if people click on it, you make money. People can buy this, and if they do so, you make money through affiliate marketing. We use images that can be found in the search results. We have a beautiful review over here with the pros and the cons and the review breakdown, the deals over here. We can place advertisements. People can respond. We can respond to that. If I go back up, I go to the homepage. We can have affiliate links over here. We can have advertisements over here, show the trending post, show the latest comments, show the latest blog post. We have a beautiful footer. It's optimized for all devices. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching this tutorial. I hope you learned a ton of stuff and you have a beautiful website up and running. And now it's a matter of creating more content, as I said before. So good luck with that. Thank you for watching this tutorial. If you like it, please like it. Feel free to subscribe for more upcoming WordPress related tutorials. And if you have a question, let me know and I'll do my best to answer them. I'm not that good at it. I get a lot of comments. I should do that more. I will do my best. So good luck with your website and take care and God bless you. Bye-bye.